I'm out here camped in the remote wilderness of Tasmania's west coast. Yesterday I spent the whole afternoon in the water, sniping the cracks in the bedrock for alluvial gold. This area is very remote, and the old timers worked it hard for gold over 130 years ago, but they never had the luxury of a mask or wetsuit to dive the hidden cracks of the icy waters. So after taking all the gold in the gravel bars and driving several adits into the hills looking for the mother lode, they abandoned the field, never to return. Most old-timers were lucky if they won tucker, which is enough gold to cover the inflated costs of the food packed into the field. But gold is now at an all-time high, making these abandoned gold fields worth working again. Yesterday's work netted me 8 grams, which is over $1,000 for a single day spent out in nature. So join me as I head back to the river and see what else the old-timers left me to discover. After a comfortable night in, listening to light rain showers, it was time to have some breakfast and a cup of coffee to fuel me for a big day on the river. I packed up camp and got into the wetsuit, ready to find some gold. So I'll have about 6 hours. I think what I'll do, go for a walk way downstream, like a couple of k's, warm the body up. See what kind of ground's been overlooked or might have changed. Well, that plan lasted about 30 seconds. This spot here next to the camp caught my attention, so I needed to test it for unworked ground. So I've come a little way downstream, and just following that same kind of pattern near the camp, there's some gravels over there and a bit of bedrock here, so I'll have a sweep around here. Yep, there's some gold. Two bits of gold, and both of them needed prying out. This ground looked promising, so I swept the gravels searching for more treasure hidden amongst the bedrock. But surprisingly, this spot gave up nothing more, so I went back to plan A and headed further downstream. This spot had yielded me good gold in the past, and after a fair bit of work moving gravels, I finally opened up a decent looking crevice. And inside of it was nice chunky gold. Great way to start the morning. But like all good things, it came to an end, and after trying some other areas, I didn't find anything more. So, I think the gold's getting pretty thin now. I've been up and down this river probably 50 times now. So, yeah, it's a little tricky. It's a nice morning though down here, just in the rain. Peaceful. I'll keep looking. Going over old ground, it wasn't hard to find the odd chunk here or there that had been redeposited in the winter floods, but so far it was all few and far between. So it's been a pretty slow start to the morning. But I've just started getting onto some good gold here, and I've just found my first little nugget. Biggest piece of the trip. Well, that may have been the overstatement of the year, but it was good chunky gold nonetheless, and there was more than a few pieces to get excited over. These tight-packed crevices filled with crushed quartz would prove to be loaded with gold. We've got a couple of nice bits of visible gold here that want prying out with the micro hook. This little steep wall, hard up against the side of the creek, was obviously a very high traffic area. A lot of material would travel over it and fall into any gaps and cracks that the bedrock had. And in between all of this hard packed rock here, I found lots of gold. Following this bizarre network of tracks that some may call imperfections in the bedrock's geology, turned out to be the perfect trap for the gold in between the hard-packed heavy gravels that filled it. And any and every crack must be opened up and inspected. Until I ran out of ground. I spotted 2 bits of bare bedrock right in the middle of this rapid, and I thought that'll definitely be smooth in between those 2 bits. But as it was a beautiful, tight packed crevice. I could not believe my luck. Alright, so I've just uncovered a pretty good little crevice. It's got tight packed rocks in it, moved a couple of them out, 2 bits of gold already. Might have just found my biggest piece. Looks pretty good from here. There's heaps of other little bits in it too. So I finished off that crevice there and got a few more chunky bits out of it, which was good. I've just had a bite to eat, and I think now I need to go back to camp, finish packing up and hightail out of here. So I'll see you back at home for the weigh-in.